The inauguration of President of Kazakhstan, Qasym-Jomart Toqayev, took place in Nur-Sultan. The official inauguration ceremony of the president took place in the capital's Independence Palace. The first president of Kazakhstan, Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev, attended the event. During the inauguration, Qasym-Jomart Toqayev took an oath.
Kazakhstan халқына адал қызмет етуге.
I solemnly swear to faithfully serve people of Kazakhstan, strictly follow the constitution and laws of Kazakhstan, as well as guarantee rights and freedoms of citizens, and fulfill in good faith the high duties assigned to me, the President of Kazakhstan. On Sunday, June the 9th, Qasym-Jomart Toqayev won the presidential election. According to official data of the Central Election Commission, he earned 70.96% of the vote. 6,535,715 people voted for him. The voter turnout was estimated at 77.5%. International experts have highly evaluated the presidential election in Kazakhstan. Member of the European Parliament and the head of the European Parliament delegation to Central Asia, Yvette Grigule, pointed out that the cooperation between Kazakhstan and the EU will continue to develop. She said that unity of people of Kazakhstan has been shown at the most important moment for the country, specifically during participation in the election. The election in Kazakhstan has always been very peaceful and well organized. The EU will work with the one whom people choose as it was in previous time and will continue in the future. There will be no changes regarding areas of cooperation between Kazakhstan and the European Union. Many projects of our interests have been planned for the future. Thus, I think there will be no changes here. The snap election in Kazakhstan has proved that the state fully adheres to high principles of democracy. Turkish political scientist Togrul Ismail stated that this leads by example the Central Asian countries as well as other Turkic-speaking republics.
I think
that the people of Kazakhstan will prove to the whole world how much they are ready for democracy. This is a new stage in the history of the country. I also want to note the presence of a female candidate, and this shows equality and democratic beginning. Armenian political analyst Aram Savaryan also notes the high level of preparation and conduct of the most important political event for the Republic. According to him, the snap presidential election in Kazakhstan are an example for the international community. It is pleasant to note that this pre-election marathon is regarded as positive. It meets international standards and criteria that the OSCE develops for its member countries. And the country will enter a new stage of its development. I hope that this election will further strengthen the authority of Kazakhstan in the international arena. Switzerland is the third largest foreign investor in Kazakhstan. Over the past 13 years, the European country invested about $23 billion in Kazakhstan, which makes up almost 8% of the total volume of money invested in Kazakhstan.
Швейцарские компании выражают большую заинтересованность в участии проектов в реализации.
Swiss companies are willing to be involved in implementation of projects as part of the Belt and Road Initiative in both infrastructural development and the service sector. We are primarily targeting Swiss companies which operate in machine building, chemical and pharmaceutical sectors and are capable of providing distribution services and operate more as distributors. Currently, we are negotiating with these companies on the establishment of their production units in Kazakhstan. These companies will have opportunities to access to the Eurasian Economic Union market as well.
С последующим выходом на большой рынок Евразийского экономического союза.
Switzerland has the sixth largest trade turnover with Kazakhstan after Russia, China, Italy, the Netherlands and France. Experts believe that both countries have vast capacities to continue developing mutually beneficial cooperation. The two countries enjoy close cooperation in many sectors, including education and tourism. Interparliamentary cooperation is also actively evolving.
Well, Kazakhstan is Swiss' main trading partner in Central Asia. And it is worth noting that Switzerland and Kazakhstan have enjoyed privileged historic ties for numerous years. Switzerland is among the top 10 investors in Kazakhstan, with roughly 40 Swiss companies being heavily active in Kazakhstan. And it is also important to remember that Switzerland figures Kazakhstan's 6th largest trading partners. So again, a key player in this dynamic region of the world.
The two parties will soon finalize the new trade and economic agreements. Experts believe that the agreements will significantly expand the trade turnover and will increase the inflow of Swiss investments in the service sector. In the past 4 months, Kostanai region has attracted 67 billion tenge to its economy. This is 36% higher than last year. Today, in addition to passenger cars, the agricultural equipment is assembled in the region. At the end of the last year, an ambitious project was launched on the territory of the industrial zone. This is a plant on assembling Belarusian tractors. Last year alone, the plant manufactured and sold 101 agricultural vehicles. We install wheels on tractors, then we put the hubs, the brackets, and send it to the overpass. Every day we learn something new. It is very interesting. In addition to the assembly of tractors at the factory, production of component parts, specifically drive shafts, wheel discs, and other spare parts was created. We plan to organize additional workshops where hoods, fenders, and cabins will be manufactured. Due to this, we will bring localization to 50%. A number of agreements on implementation of joint projects were signed in Moscow. One of them is a plant manufacturing Russian tractors. By the end of this year, from 500 to 700 pieces of the equipment will be manufactured in the new enterprise. By 2020, the plant will reach its full production capacity and will start manufacturing 3,000 tractors per year. Today, 40 investment projects are being implemented in the Kostanai region. Their total cost is more than 2 trillion tenge. Belt and Road initiatives open new growth opportunities for the Central Asian countries. Experts believe that the project's primary advantages include expansion of trade, export of goods and services, as well as job creation. The project's development prospects were discussed at the Kyrgyzstan Belt and Road International Cooperation Forum. The main goal of the Chinese initiative is to recreate the ancient trade route of the Great Silk Road. The project aims to create a network of ports, highways, airports, and pipelines which will connect the countries of Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. The project is very important for us economically. According to the Chinese official, up to $10 billion of exports are carried out via Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is also involved in re-exports and will have an opportunity to export products if all highways and other projects are implemented as part of the initiative. Kyrgyzstan aims to serve as a bridge between China and the Eurasian Economic Union. The country's location is a major contributing factor. Experts believe that Kyrgyzstan have an opportunity to implement profitable economic projects as part of the initiative. The GSP Plus status provided by the European Union is enhancing Kyrgyzstan's opportunities. The scheme allows to provide preferential customs tariffs on goods exported from the developing countries to developed ones.
Believe that
the Belt and Road initiative is very profitable and promising for Kyrgyzstan both economically and politically. There is also another factor which is being actively discussed within the SCO community, which is the economic and cultural development of the Central Asian region within the EAEU and the SCO. I think that this integration platform will allow to go beyond the EAEU with 5 members and includes other countries such as China, Iran, India, and many other SCO member states. It is important for Kyrgyzstan and other Central Asian region to be involved in the implementation of the Silk Road Economic Belt Initiative and to use effectively the new opportunities and advantages of the regional cooperation and to try to minimize challenges and threats at the same time. Experts believe that the project's participants have multiple opportunities to enhance cultural and social cooperation. Kyrgyz and Chinese scientists are collaborating on studying the Chinese chronicles, which contain references to the Kyrgyz people.
The Central Asian region is strategically important in implementation of the Belt and Road Initiative. Professor of the University of Oxford and author of the best-selling book The Silk Roads, Peter Frankopan believes that the Central Asian region has played a key role in economic development and trade turnover since the ancient times due to the movement of the caravans along the Silk Road. Likewise, hundreds of years later, the region will play a vital role in implementation of the Belt and Road Initiative. The historian believes that the Central Asian countries should continue strengthening inter-regional cooperation and enhance the integration processes, which will allow to implement projects launched as part of the new Silk Road faster and more effectively.
The old silkways, they lasted for not just hundreds of years, but for thousands of years. But one of the things that is similar, I think, to today is that to be able to encourage people to exchange goods and ideas, you need to have investments in roads and in security and infrastructure to allow people to move. The quicker, the better, the easier for everybody. So I think that these investments of upgrading, it's not just transport networks, also energy and so on, are very positive because it allows people to be able to move and trade with each other more. So in that way, it's very similar. Of course, in today's world, it's no longer silk and it's no longer camels. Today, it depends. It's energy, of course, but it's also things like data is also part of our new world of what we exchange. And instead of camels, we have either train lines or lorries or ships.
The Uly Dala koshpendіler alemi ethnofestival took place at Saka mounds in Almaty. Fans of national sports from 20 different countries, including Russia, Hungary, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, took part in the event. They competed in horse games, archery, taming recalcitrant horses and Kazakh wrestling. Huntsmen with hunting birds and hounds showed their skills. In addition, craftsmen offered guest events, souvenirs and kitchen utensils made in the medieval style. Shamans from Buryatia demonstrated their ritual dances in a theatrical performance. Actors vividly and colorfully show the audience history and life of the Great Steppe from Saka times to present day.
Мы уже второй год сюда приезжаем, участвуем.
We came here for the second year. We take part in archery. Others fight and take part in Kazakh national wrestling. There is also throat singing. This is a very beautiful holiday. It is a very good idea to develop folk culture in different countries.
Развитие там свою народную культуру разных стран. Это очень хорошая идея.
Several exhibitions of contemporary national art were organized at the ethnofestival as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program.
History of the Great Steppe, a mobile exhibition of contemporary art, has been showcased in Taraz. The exhibition introduces the visitors to some of the best works by Kazakh artists. The visitors and residents of the city can eyewitness a wide variety of styles and trends in fine art, from painting, drawing, sculpture, to new trends such as installations and media art. In total, more than 100 works have been presented. Each of them highlights the national identity and cultural values of the Kazakhs. All of them were made as part of the 7 Facets of the Great Steppe program by the first president of Kazakhstan, Nur-Sultan.
At
the exhibition, people can see paintings of artists which have been presented at expositions abroad more than once. These include tapestries, embroidery, works made of felt, as well as paintings. Installations made of cellophane send a message to the visitors that they should pay attention to the environment. After Taraz, exhibition will head to Kızılorda.
Данная выставка «История Великой Степи».
This History of the Great Steppe exhibition is organized as part of the 7 Facets of the Great Steppe program by first president of Kazakhstan, Nur-Sultan. We brought 10 artists here, and these are some esteemed and famous artists. We would like to make art accessible to the entire population of Kazakhstan. Our motto is "Get closer to art."
Стань ближе к искусству.
The collection of clothes by the Kazakh designer was presented in London. The show was organized at the International Romford Film Festival. Gowns and scarves made of felt and silk were shown to the British audience. Designer Alma Farmer has been designing clothing lines made of organic fabric since the early 2000s. In one small village, we went into an unheated barrack where women were sewing clothes made from felt in a very cold room. I thought that we could help them to promote their work. Alma has lived in England for more than 20 years. Over these years, she has worked relentlessly to promote the rich culture of the Great Steppe in the United Kingdom.
Yes, I would definitely buy one for my wife, and the quality is fantastic, and beautiful materials, and very elegant, and my wife is very elegant. She's very elegant. Thank you. Beautiful.
In addition to Kazakh fashion designers, Belarusian and Uzbek designers took part in the fashion show. The venue was the local shopping center. On average, 45,000 people visit the show a day.
We plan events that are a little bit different, so things that you might not necessarily see every day at the shopping centre, things that make you stop and look and listen, understand, and to an extent educate you on different things that are happening.
As part of the festival, an exhibition of paintings was organized where Kazakh artists presented their works. The UK residents and tourists from all over the world could enjoy an excellent opportunity to get acquainted with the rich culture of the Great Steppe. The vocal group from Aktogai village of Karagandy region won the grand prize at an international competition in Turkey. This is the first victory of the young talents overseas. Performers from 21 countries competed in the contest. The contestants were divided into age categories. Both children and adults took part in the competition. We were very nervous because adults were also competing in the contest. As we present Kazakhstan on the international scale event, we prepared a performance which demonstrates the Kazakh folk art, clothes and traditions. As a result of our efforts, we won the grand prize. The music group was established 6 years ago. The young performers worked hard to prepare for their first ever international competition. They performed a medley of Kazakh folk songs. After our performance, one of the judges who represented Bulgaria told us that he didn't understand our language, but he understood the meaning of the song. I believe that it is the highest compliment for performers. We were very pleased to represent the Kazakh music. The Kazakh performers showcased one of the brightest and memorable numbers at the show. The professional judges spoke highly of the performance and invited a group from Karagandy to compete in a contest which will be held in Italy this autumn. The mystery of the organ music has been studied for many centuries. In the past, experts even believed that the music instrument had magical and healing properties. Residents of the Kazakh capital had the opportunity to enjoy the organ music at the closing of the Astana Keshtere music festival. Well-known European organ player Marie-Agnès Granmene demonstrated her organ playing skills at the event. The musician performed compositions by Vivaldi, Bach, Berlioz, Franck and Charles-Marie Widor. Playing the organ requires special skills and great experience as it is one of the most complex instruments in the world. The performer revealed that the constant practice as the official organ player of the St. Nicholas Church in Paris allows her to continue perfecting her talent.
Il y aura du Vivaldi, il y aura, c'est peut-être pas dans l'ordre.
This is my first visit to Kazakhstan, and I am very happy to be invited to perform at the Astana Keshtere festival. These competition brought together talented musicians from various countries. Therefore, it is a great honor for me to perform at this event. I am convinced that I will come back to Kazakhstan in the upcoming years. I have a proposal for the organizers to hold a silent film event with accompaniment of the organ music during my next visit.
La toccata de Mouchel, M-U-S-C-H-E-L, et donc...
The Astana Keshtere festival featured performances of talented musicians from 5 countries. 28 concerts have been held within 8 years. The event has been attended by more than 30,000 visitors and watched by television viewers in 116 countries.